So we finally have a Voltron Season 8 trailer to talk about. About time, as the season drops in just over 2 weeks as I'm recording this, and I'm not ready for this show to be over. But this is going to be the end. Everything's getting wrapped up, so time to stuff the tears back in my head and take a look at what they've got in store for us. Haha, DreamWorks, very funny. The last trailer we'll ever get, and half of it is just clips from old episodes. You friggin' trolls. So after we skip ahead to the good stuff, first we see Voltron apparently returning to the Quintessence Field. Why they'd go back in there is unknown at this time. It's been speculated that the Rift creatures from the Origin episode could be the final big bad of the series, so they could be about to fight those things, or they could be going in there to retrieve Lotor. We never saw a body in the Season 6 finale, so it was always a given that he was coming back, but in the Comic-Con exclusive trailer, which I can't show for copyright reasons, we saw Lotor confronting Allura and her looking totally shocked that he's there, because, of course, as far as she knows, he's been dead for some time. So I'm gonna guess that Voltron does re-enter the Quintessence Field to retrieve Lotor because they need him for information, or maybe they think they can appropriate the Syncline mecha to help them fight those new Komar row-beasts that Anerva's been making, but when they get there, they don't find anything, because he was already rescued from the Rift by Anerva, and he's gonna factor into her endgame somehow. We get some action beats here, Hunk and Lance getting shot at, Hunk is getting some use out of his cool Bayard upgrade, while Lance's sword has been sitting in the writer's pocket since Season 5, not that I'm salty about that or anything. Keith on some Mustafar type of planet fighting someone not with his Bayard but with his Blade of Marmora sword, which probably doesn't mean good things are in store for Krolia. And looks like we're getting another flashback episode that shows us how the original Paladins died. Or did they? If you look closely at this scene, they seem to be back in the astral plane or another dimension or something, but there's definitely more than 5 people there. So I wonder if, when Anerva kills Blates, Trigal, and Gargan, there might be another Shiro situation where the Lions retain their consciousness somehow. So this scene could be the Paladins meeting the original Paladins, which would be awesome, but also really heartbreaking if Alfor isn't there with them. We know he didn't die with the others, so it might just be the 3 of them, if that's what's going on here. I really hope Alfor shows up again, though. I want a scene with him and Allura, and maybe one with him and Lance, because that's who's carrying on his legacy as the Red Paladin, and it's only fair if the others get to meet Blates, Trigal, and Gargan. Fingers crossed on that one. We see Lance fighting someone or something in what is almost certainly the Red Lion's consciousness, judging by the background, so there's a lot of astral/metaphysical stuff going on in this trailer. Maybe Lance gets surprised by something that turns out to be Alfor? I don't know what else or who else would be in there, unless Anerva's doing some kind of alchemy magic to screw with his mind somehow, which admittedly would be right up her alley. Or, and this is getting really out there now, I've had it in my head for a while that Lance is gonna have to have some kind of confrontation with Lotor to tie up that thread of him feeling inferior to the Space Prince. Lotor entering the Red Lion's consciousness somehow, even with Anerva helping him do it magically, is a pretty big stretch, so I doubt that's what's happening. But we don't know what kind of power Anerva's working with now, so I can't rule it out entirely. Here we see Matt uncomfortably close to something getting shot at from space and blown up, and then skydiving into an aerial war zone, and he's one of the characters we should probably be worried about. We have it from the producers that the plan at one point was to kill Shiro, but DreamWorks put the kibosh on that, so all the main characters are most likely safe. But if there's gonna be a big death of someone who's not a villain, and for a story like this, which features planet-sized explosions to have enough weight to it, I think there should be, Matt is one of the top candidates to buy it, I think. Not the top candidate, though. That, I have a bad feeling, is going to be Veronica, who does not appear in this trailer at all, because of spoilers possibly. That would be a real gut punch, but that infamous Lance sobbing scene Jeremy Shada talked about is still coming, and his sister has narrowly dodged a couple bullets already, so it's gonna hurt, but I think that's what we're in for. If there's one big death on the good guy's side, and assuming all the Paladins are off the table, then I think it's Veronica. And if there's more than one, and if the show is even allowed to go that dark, then Krolia and Matt would be tied for number 2 on the list in my opinion. And just when Matt started longbottoming like a fiend. Sorry, fangirls. But here's something I'm not even a little sorry about. Lance and Allura in a park somewhere. Lance is wearing a nicer shirt than usual. Allura's wearing a skirt and heels and has her hair down. They're alone and dressed up all fancy-like. This is a date. It's totally a fucking date. Lance and Allura are on a date that I've been waiting to see since Defender of the Universe back in the 1980s. Suck it, clan ties. Nothing and no one is gonna stop me from enjoying the hell out of this. Sorry. I guess I'd been holding that in for a while. Look, Lance and Allura has been built up since the pilot. It's gonna happen in Season 8 regardless of how the show actually ends. So I think we can expect a bit more focus on the romance stuff than usual this time. My question is, does the reappearance of Lotor screw with that somehow? Not so much with Allura, since she hates his guts and with good reason, but the Space Prince coming back could fire off that old insecurity in Lance, which has not really been addressed yet, which is why I think there needs to be a Lance-Lotor fight in Season 8, just like there was in Defender of the Universe back in the day. The writers gave Lance an Altean broadsword for a reason, and that damn thing is Chekhov's gun at this point. He's gotta use it for something, and I can't think of a better reason than this. I'm not saying he'd win a fight with Lotor, I expect he'd get his ass kicked actually, but I think that fight absolutely needs to happen. And also, Allura's using her alchemy magic on this tree. All the trees around them seem to be dead, so we can assume she's bringing it back to life, which we've seen her do before, because Allura's magic can just do anything the plot requires. For the record, I still think there needs to come a day when that magic fails her, because there have to be limits or rules to what she can and can't do. But the further we get into the show, the more skeptical I am that that's going to happen. The path Allura's been on is her becoming more powerful, not less. In fact, I'm not ruling out the show ending with her using her alchemy powers to recreate Altea somehow. From a storytelling standpoint, that would be wrapping up everything way too neatly for my taste, but Allura seems to be able to do everything else, so I could see them doing it. I hope they don't go down that road, though. The stakes are bigger than that now. As Allura's narration at the end points out, all of existence is in danger this time. So whatever Anerva's cooking up, it's bigger than the Alteans, bigger than the Galra, bigger than Lotor, who I think will absolutely die for realsies before the series ends, and that could very well be what finally drives Anerva over the edge. And judging by this clip, she has completely lost it. This goes beyond identity crisis. This is a person driven so far past the brink of madness she can't even see the other side anymore. My guess? Voltron finally takes Lotor down for good, and whatever tenuous grasp on sanity Anerva was holding on to dies with her son, leading to her just wanting to destroy everything. Every galaxy, every universe, all life everywhere. If they wanted to end the series with a bang, that would do it. Damn, I'm gonna miss this show when it's over. They couldn't give us a longer trailer than this? Come on, DreamWorks, throw us a bone here. But hey, are you excited for Season 8? Because I'm excited for Season 8. Tell me how excited for Season 8 you are down in the comments below. And while you're at it, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, smash that bell icon for notifications, and click the link in the description box to hit up my Twitter account so you'll always know whenever I upload a new video. I talk movies, TV, comics, trailers, and more, so if you like what you see here, stay tuned, and I'll be back real soon with the next one. Until then, over. Out.